Hey, what's up guys, TotallyDubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review on the SoundMAGIC P21S headphones. So first of all, I'd like to thank Mark from KS Distribution for actually sending me this out for review. This can be found on Amazon UK for £50 and Amazon USA with the non-mic version for $40. I would like to also encourage you guys to read my full written review, which goes in much more detail than this video will do, and a link will be in the description below, along with the other links that I just talked about previously. So first of all, what you get in the box. Now you got the headphones themselves, you got a pouch, and you got a little adapter here. So starting off with the adapter, this is brilliant as it allows a connection via your PC. So as these are the mic version, they actually have a microphone included over here. They can actually be plugged into your PC and actually used with a PC. This is brilliant because it turns the headphone into a headset. It's a simple inclusion to have, but it's great thinking by SoundMAGIC to actually have this in. So obviously you'll need a sound card or some sort of onboard sound which has mic and line in, which is pretty much every single PC or laptop I can ever think of. The pouch itself is very nice. It's a soft pouch, so it's not going to protect in terms of hard knocks, but it's very nice. It feels really premium sort of quality and has a nice little texture to it with SoundMAGIC written on it and with some nice padding inside. I really like the fact that SoundMAGIC have included this, and it's a good pouch to have included. So now let's talk about the build quality, comfort and isolation of the headphones. Now first of all, the build quality of the jack. Now you might be thinking, why are you talking about the jack? What's that so important? Well, you can see it's a 3.5mm gold plated jack which is right angled, but you're thinking, why is this a little bit big? Well, it's quite simple. Over here you've got a little switch, an A/B switch, which changes the poles of the headphone. You might be thinking, what is that? Or, you know, in case you already know that, then what it is that it makes this capable of being played on iPhones, Android devices, Windows Phone, BlackBerry, you name it, just due to a simple switch. Most of the time you'll find headphones which are designed for iPhone only, and therefore when you plug them into your PC you get a sound which sounds like you're in a fishbowl of some sort, and the only way you can listen to them would be to hold down the microphone button over here, which kind of defeats the point of having a microphone, but also means that you can't really enjoy listening to headphones without having to press this down constantly, which, believe me, you can't do that for a long period of time. Due to having this little switch, which is absolutely brilliant that SoundMAGIC have included, it means that you can really enjoy these on no matter what device. It's a simple thing to include, and I'm surprised that not many manufacturers have included this, but it's lovely that the fact that it's actually integrated into a headphone design, and I can't quite, claps to SoundMAGIC for actually doing this because it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I just want every headphone in the world to be made just like this. Simple design, works flawlessly. Now the cable itself is flat cable, which is brilliant for anti-tangle purposes, but unfortunately there was a little bit of cable noise, which is microphonics of the headphones. So therefore when I was wearing them, I felt that there was a little bit of cable noise whilst going on my shirt, and it was just a little bit of a shame because obviously these are designed to be on the go, and having microphonics isn't the best thing. There's a little bit of cable noise, not too much, not too distracting, but it's just something I thought I should mention. Now, as I mentioned before, it does have a microphone, and this microphone can be used on PC and all smartphone devices. It is a one-button design, which means that you can play, pause, you can skip previous music as well if you triple-click the button, and obviously as microphone it works quite well as well. Now, continuing up to the headphone itself, you can see it's made out of full plastic. Now you might be thinking, oh, that must be cheap. Well, no, the plastic material is quite good, but what's really impressive is its lightweight nature. It's a very light headphone, which means that it can be used by DJs, it can be used by people that want to listen to headphones for a long period of time, or used by runners that don't want headphones to be bulky of any sort. These are very low-profile headphones, as you can see, due to their construction and their general driver, the depth of the driver. Just overall, these are very lightweight headphones and therefore very comfortable. Speaking about the comfort, I was a little bit disappointed not to find more padding at the top over here. There is padding that's included, but it's very thin. I would have liked to see just a little bit more padding in order to increase the comfort. It is to be expected in headphones which are on-ear portable headphones to have very little padding at the top, just due to the construction, but I haven't really seen that come across from other headphone manufacturers. Now the pads themselves on the drivers are absolutely brilliant. I was so comfortable wearing these, not only due to its lightweight nature, but due to its pads. The pads are soft, sit on my ear absolutely flawlessly, which is very rare for me for on-ear headphones, and I was very much impressed with the overall comfort. So therefore the pads really did aid that, and on top of that, the isolation was above average for on-ear headphones, which is always a huge plus. So now going on to the actual sound quality. Now the sound quality obviously is very important. I've been very disappointed with a lot of on-ear headphones, especially something like the AKG Y50s, which were deemed as the best 2014 headphones by What Hi-Fi magazine or whatever, but they were utterly crap. Now that's mainly due to its sound quality rather than any other thing. The sound quality wasn't up to par, whereas these were up to par and they were brilliant. Sound quality, obviously, you know, you have to be mindful of how they sound in comparison to other headphones, and therefore my rating, you might be thinking, oh, it's only got a 7.5 out of 10 rating, which isn't that high, but considering its price, it's absolutely phenomenal to get that sort of rating. It's actually the highest rated on-ear headphone that I've got, and actually beats a few over-the-ear headphones that I've previously reviewed as well. So the sound quality, now the lows. So starting off with the lows. So the sub bass is actually present. There is actually sub bass. Yes, believe it or not, you get sub bass on on-ear headphones. Something I never came across before. There's actually a nice extension in the lows. Despite it cutting off just a little bit, I do like the fact that it has sub bass. It's nice to hear it. It's nice to hear the extension. Now the mid bass itself is quite nice. It has a decent slam to it, but I would have liked it to be a little bit more controlled and less bloated. It's being really analytical over here over the headphones, but I would have liked to see a little bit more control on the mid-bass slam. Now the mids are a little bit V-shaped, which is to be expected. However, I did feel that they lacked just a bit of life. That could also be due to the highs. The highs were rolled off and lacked that sort of sparkle. I would have liked to see a little bit more sparkle, which gives headphones just generally more life. It's just a shame that it didn't have that extra little sparkle, because it would have made that overall experience just that a little bit better, and maybe even push that little sound quality up to 8 out of 10 rather than 7.5 out of 10. So the highs were just slightly disappointing considering the headphones, but overall I was impressed. One thing, however, which completely blew me away was the soundstage. I gave it an 8.5 rating for soundstage, which is quite high for an on-ear headphone, and these really did sound like open back big driver headphones. I was completely shocked when I put these on, and I was very impressed, especially with a little bit of burning. These kind of opened up the drivers and it sounded so nice. The sound was just, I loved it. It reminded me of the AKG K551s and the K545s, how they had its open soundstage despite having a very low profile headphone driver design. So I was very impressed with that sound, and despite not being open back, as I said, but for closed back headphones, phenomenal. Really, really good and very, very impressive. I just really love them. I really loved listening to them. The only thing I could have said that could have been a bit improved was the depth, a little bit of the width, but mainly the depth. But that is to be expected for drivers which are, look at that, really, really thin. The size of my finger there. So obviously they're not massive closed back headphones like the D2000s that I've got, my Denon D2000s, which have nice depth and width. So it's to be expected. Overall, the sound quality was really impressive and really made me think these are one of the best on-ear headphones I've actually heard in terms of sound quality, and both in terms of what it actually offers. One thing I actually forgot to mention in the build quality section is, yes, these can fold up and pivot. As you probably noticed there from the pouch and everything, but they can fold up and do that. Unfortunately, you don't have a breakaway over here, meaning you can't fold them and put them in your pocket, which is slightly a shame, but they can fold. So leads me into my conclusion. These are probably one of the best on-ear headphones I've ever come across, both in terms of sound quality, overall design, general thoughts for the market, both for this little cable over here and the jack design, and even due to its pouch. Overall, it's just brilliant. I absolutely love it, and I can't quite recommend it enough. Definitely check these out. Again, in the link in the description below, you see Amazon links, distribution links, and even my written review. I can't quite emphasize it enough, guys. Go check these out. Anyway, guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. If you have, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, favorite and share, all that good stuff. And definitely let me know what you think. Alright guys, I've been totally dubbed. Take care. Bye bye.